Right, welcome back. I've done all the primering now on the Enterprise. I'll start with the nacelles. So the nacelles are looking really nice. Not bad at all. And then when I'd cut them off the sprue, the actually the sanding, sorry, there was like a little dent. Those have now gone. It's nice and smooth with with the filler. So the filler's done its job there. With the Enterprise itself, with that bit of filling there, that's gone. That's nice and covered up there. The bit round here, that's virtually disappeared. The bit on the neck still remains, but I think there's some aztecs, so hopefully the aztecs will cover that up. Detail on the main source is still prevalent, so that's not looking too bad either. Now if you remember from the previous update, that was still on there. The reason I left it on there because I was watching a HPIGuys workshop video when he did the reissue of this, and he's got one of them Tamiya painting stands with the rods and the clips, and he actually stood it up like that on the Tamiya spraying table. I tried to grab it by the hand, use my hand to grab it there and then spray the rest of it, but it felt like with the weight of the Enterprise it was going to snap off, so I just cut it off. So what I did when I cut it off, I stayed about a mil away from the edge of the Enterprise, so where that was I cut about here, and then I used one of my sanding implements on my Dremel and just like smoothed it down to about just below that, and then just used my knife, my snap knife, and just like cut it off there and there. And then once that was like really close, then I just used my makeshift sanding stick to sand that last bit off and make it nice and smooth. So now this is all primered and it's looking really nice, I can now start with the base coat. Okay, the base coat of the Enterprise is all done. It's come out really nice. You can see the saucer section now. Best off turning the flash on. There we go. So the details still come out really nice on the underneath. On the warp nacelles, it's not too bad. Now you'll probably notice a couple of scratch marks here, because when I was painting these, the bit of out the back door, the bit of cardboard that these were resting on, the wind took it away and these landed on the floor, the back of my back garden, the little footpath. But they're dried really nice. It's not looking as bad as there was when they're wet, but the actual Aztecs will cover them up, so I ain't worried about that. There's a little bit on this side as well with the scratch marks, but again, they're not as bad as there was when they was wet. So what it was is I was watching HPIGuys workshop YouTube channel, and the paint that I used, I took a bit of a cue from him. So here's the paint that I used. It's Rustoleum Painter's Touch Winter Grey. It's safe to use on plastic, wood, metal, ceramics. He used this one, but obviously in America it's G-R-A-Y, as opposed to here in the UK it's G-R-E-Y. It's a nice glossy coat, as you can make out here. So I won't need to pre-coat this in the gloss for the decals, the Aztecs. They can just go straight on top of here. Now it's a 400ml can. Amazon wanted 15 quid, B&Q wanted 13 quid. I picked this up from eBay for £7.49 and no postage. And because on mine, if you remember before I base coated this, it was like a lightish white greyish colour. On the reissued, it's this same colour. It's that same colour. So that's what I did. I took a hint from HPIGuys workshop. So it's gone down really nice. So it takes, according to the back of the can, Touch dry in 20 minutes, hard dry in 24 hours, and you can recoat within an hour or after 24 hours. I left this just over 24 hours to dry. I sprayed the fuss coat on the bottom on Saturday morning about 8:30 in the morning. I left that to dry till about 10:30 yesterday, which was the Sunday morning, and then I just turned it out, turned it back on its belly, and then just sprayed the top, and I've left that to dry till, what time is it now? Well, it's 20 to 6 at night on a Monday evening. So this has been drying, what, 24 hours, which was the A10, so it's been like 27 hours, maybe 28 hours. But it doesn't matter, it says you can leave it 24 hours, and that's the best way to do it. Leave it 24 hours to dry properly. So now this is all dry, I can actually start detailing now. Right, I've now detailed the Enterprise ready for aztecing. So on the top phaser ring, I put some Tamiya curve tape on the outer part of the ring and the inner part of the ring, and I used Revels Aquacolor 36378. So I painted the ring, took 2 coats. I also painted these 2 here and these 2 here in the same grey. I then took the tape off the ring and it's dried not too bad. For this like door here, which I think is a door, maybe a shuttle bay, and these 2 shuttle bays, I used Humbrol 128 grey. And there's a slight difference, there's a subtle difference between the winter grey, the base coat, and that grey. For the backlights, you got these 2 here, 1 and 2. I used a little bit, I used X27 clear Tamiya with a tiny bit of the X26 clear orange, and then the back one here I just used the clear orange for that, so that's the top part done. On the underneath I've used the Tamiya curve tape again and the same 36378 grey to do the phaser rings. You got this here and you got those 4, so you got that 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's that done in the grey. Now with the deflector, I used a few blues and I used some bronze. So what I did first is I painted the bronze on first, and I used this Artiste metallic bronze. So I painted the whole deflector and then a combination of some blues and some silver. So moving that pot out the way, you got 36152 blue, the 36154 midnight blue, some folk art true blue that I've been using for my guardian statues, and Americana baby blue. I'll mix that with some silver, which is 36190, and a little tiny bit of the X23 clear blue. And you can see on my palette there, that's how I've been mixing it. So I painted that on top of the bronze, and it's not looking too bad. And then I just did the little inner rings with my blue mixture, silver mixture, and then just topped it up with the bronze just to neaten it up a bit. So that's me deflector dish done. So that's the main part of the Enterprise finished. With the warp nacelles, with that blue mixture in my palette, I've done all the way round. It's not looking too bad on both nacelles. With the yellow strip there, I used Humbrol 24 trainer yellow, took a couple of coats. Now with the red, again going back to the X27 clear red. In trouble is this red has gone tacky because I've had that for years, and what I probably should have done was use thinner in my palette, but I never thought about it at the time. So for future builds I'm going to have to get me some Tamiya X20 thinner, acrylic paint thinner. So it's gone on tacky, took a couple of coats, and you can see there where on the brush it's like come out tacky with a lot like a cobweb sort of effect, and it's hit the nacelle there, so I'm going to have to top that up and probably top up around the edges just to neaten that up. So I should have used thinner in a palette, but I never thought about it. It's not looking too bad, I just need to top it up with the grey. So with that explained, the little bit of topping up here and there I've got to do, then I could start aztecing.